This is Bruce Boudreau, head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Clay, emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take for Thursday night, December the 29th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Moderators, thank you in advance. Do what you need to do. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks to all of you and for everyone watching, no matter where you're watching from. Whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood in Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland, in the province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I don't take you for granted. You know that I know you could be watching, doing anything else, but the fact that you're here with me basically 3 hours after the end of the Canucks game, I appreciate you. And I'm so grateful for all of your support, especially on this weird week. I talked about this I had Game Over Vancouver, probably my smallest crowd of the year on a show that I've done. I don't know if it's because it was an early game. I don't know if people just didn't want to be online after the game, or my theory is this week here. Actually, I was going to say it's this week between Christmas and New Year's that's a little bit slower, but I can't say that because Tuesday night I actually had a really, really big stream, and that was after the Canucks win, of course, against San Jose. So yes, Canucks lose 4-2 to Winnipeg, brings an end to their 3-game win streak. So no dancing tonight, sorry, or maybe you're happy. Brings an end to their 7-game road winning streak. So as we get going, make sure you subscribe so you get active in the chat section. Make sure you like the video. There's 40 of you in here, which is awesome. We should get up to 20 likes or so. So hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button just yet. Like the fact that we're together. Like the fact that it's coming up to a brand new year, and like the fact that we're gonna have a lot to talk about tonight from the game. You can always leave a donation. Get that donation train out of the station. I appreciate that as well. You can always become a member. You can always upgrade your membership, and you can always gift membership as well, which in essence serves as a $5 donation. Most importantly, like I said, I would love for you to get active in the chat section. And I have a poll up. If you haven't seen it yet, it says, whose side are you on? I'm not sure why I did this for quotes. Whose side are you on? And I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I put Collin Delia, JT Miller. Both were wrong, or the fact, or no big deal at all. Let's move on. Lucas gets the donation train started. Choo choo. $10. Thank you, Lucas. Sending my support to Dan, who was attacked on Canucks Twitter today. Unwarranted, and from us at CCC Center Support after what happened. Otherwise, like, sub, and become a member. Yes, like, sub, and become a member. I follow this Dan Maschot's drama on Twitter. I don't want to get into it on here, but it looks like it's gonna all be rectified. And I know you're quite vocal about it, Lucas, and that's good. I'm sure Dan appreciates your support for sure. So once again, thank you for the donation. Appreciate you and appreciate your support as always. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review as well. Always appreciate that. And if you're watching, and you're on Twitter, tweet this stream out like I just did, and get even more people in here. So as always, I'll go for the first 15 minutes. I'll talk about the game. I'll talk about this Collin Delia, JT Miller thing, and then I'll turn it over to all of you. So let me get going first, and then you guys can keep getting active in the chat section and keep speaking to one another, and I'll definitely have time to get to all of your questions in about 10 or 15 minutes. So as I like to do now, when I break down the game, I will show you the stats and show you basically what I am reading off so we can be reading off of the same thing, and I will make it a tiny bit bigger as well. And it's not pretty. We know that the Winnipeg Jets are a very, very good team. We know that. And we know that they just beat the Vancouver Canucks 5-1 in Vancouver on December 17th. You guys know that the Winnipeg Jets are my second favorite team, but when I say second favorite, it's not like Vancouver here, Winnipeg here. It's like Vancouver here, Winnipeg is way down here, but they are my second favorite team. They're a good team. They're led by their big five of Morrissey, Scheifele, Connor, Wheeler, and Pierre-Luc Dubois, and always maybe the Vezina leader right now, potentially, in Connor Hellebuyck. You guys know I like Winnipeg. My cousin Dusty coached there for a couple of years as a goaltending coach, worked with Hellebuyck and Hutchinson. I've been there to the city many times for speaking engagements and for conferences, and I like a lot of the people there. Still. Obviously, I want Vancouver to win. And yes, I did get my score prediction correct, but no, I didn't. It's got to be for the right team as well. So it was a 4-2 loss for the Canucks, but I want a 4-2 win for obvious reasons. So look at that, 39-22 shots on goal, led by a 20-shot second period for the Jets. Faceoffs were even. Special teams, there is your story of the game. Winnipeg goes 2 for 4. Canucks go for 0 for 2 on their power play. They look good actually on the power play, but number one, they didn't get enough of them, and number two, they didn't score on either of them. Hits about the same, blocks about the same, giveaways about the same. No big deal there. Let's go through the goals real quick. Kuzmenko starts the game off really well. 41 seconds in, and Kuzmenko, Pettersson picks off a pass, does a really nice job of anticipating that pass, throws it across to Kuzmenko, and he beats Connor Hellebuyck. 41 seconds in, people weren't even settling down to watch the game already, and boom, it is 1-0 Vancouver. Then they go into the first period up 1-0. Oh, by the way, shout out to anyone who was also there for Game Over Vancouver. And if you're doing double duty tonight, put that in the chat section. Let me know that that you've been on both that you were on both shows today. Then second period, although Winnipeg dominated the second period, they didn't score until 14 minutes in, or 13:52 to be exact. So the Canucks technically were winning the game 34 minutes for the first 34 minutes. And of course, it was Mark Scheifele who was on the power play, and he did a really good job of deflecting the Josh Morrissey shot. Morrissey, he's crazy how many points he's got. He's leading the Jets in scoring, and he gets another 2 points tonight. So Scheifele scores off the tip. Delia couldn't do much there. Nice tip, and now it's 1-1. But then Ethan Bear's kind of 5 minutes from where started. Luc Dubois sneaks down the middle. Pierre-Luc Dubois, Hughes and Bear do a poor job of recognizing that he is sneaking down the middle. Bear has to take a hooking, slashing penalty, whatever it was, and Pierre-Luc Dubois scores on the penalty shot. It was the first time Collin Delia has faced a penalty shot, and I said this on Game Over. I'm not blaming him for it because he made so many really good saves in this game, but he simply doesn't look. I don't know. He doesn't look as big as Demko, even Martin in the net. Not that it's all about size, but there just seemed to be a lot of room for Dubois, and he certainly found it. So there we go. Then Ethan Bear takes a penalty, and then I think then Travis Dermott had to take a penalty off a PD giveaway, interference penalty, and then Scheifele scores again on the power play. And then now, instead of the Canucks being up 1-0 in a span of 7 minutes or 6 minutes, the Jets score 3 times and don't really look back. So it's 3-1 heading into the third period. Canucks get a bit of life when Connor Garland scores off a bad giveaway by the Jets, and he's able to tuck the. Actually, I wouldn't say it's a bad giveaway, but it wasn't the cleanest play, and he's able to bank it in off of Connor Hellebuyck. And then we get the moment that everyone is talking about. Well, let me talk about the goal. Let me talk about the stats, and then I will get into the discussion, the topic of the day. Empty netter, another giveaway from PD. PD didn't have the strongest game. I noticed he gave the puck away a couple times, but he gives the puck away. Shifley goes down. Lowry goes down. It's a really nice pass. To PD's credit, he tried really hard to break up the play, but Lowry was able to get it past PD. Shifley out. Horvat tried his best to get back, but too late. Shifley scores and gets his hat trick with 28 seconds to go. They win. Winnipeg wins 4-2. My score prediction is correct, but not for the proper team. You look at the stats, and you notice Joshua only had 6.5 minutes. Neil Zaman only had 8:20. And look at not a great stat line for Aman. Only one hit, and then a bunch of zeros across the board. Joshua had a bunch of zeros, but at least he had 3 hits there. And then you kind of look. High ice time was PD at 20 minutes. Kuzmenko, the only player to have a multiple point game, 1 goal and 1 assist. PD's got 1 assist. Garland's got 1 goal, and that's it when it comes to forwards. And then on D, only the 1 point, and that is an assist from Quinn Hughes on the Connor Garland goal. So obviously not a lot of points when you only score 2 goals. You see, Delia had a pretty good game, 35 saves on 38 shots, because one of the goals was an empty netter. And other thing I want to point out, Travis Dermott, his first game back, wasn't great. Wasn't brutal, but wasn't great. I'm willing to give him a pass, because I like him so much. And I do think he's going to be really good. He can be a really good contributor for us. So 2 penalty minutes, 3 hits, 2 blocks. Not bad. He was quite active when it came to some of these hustle stats. So, but I know that him and Luke Shen did not do well when it came to possession stats. But like I said, first game back for Dermott, I'm willing to give him a pass. Okay, should we talk? Before we get to that, let's talk really quickly where the Canucks are now. Unfortunately, they fall back to 500, and St. Louis won today. So St. Louis leapfrogs them. Nashville's only 2 behind with 2 games in hand. And then look at that. Calgary is now in the wildcard spot with their win last night over Seattle. And Seattle is now in the wildcard spot. So remember I was talking that Seattle is falling a bit? Yeah, they're 3-6-1 in their past 10. So Canucks still aren't out of it, but it would be so nice to be 37 points and 36 to be up here where St. Louis is. And then you can say they're only 3 points out. But right now they're 5 out. They have to win this game against Calgary. If not, Calgary goes up even further ahead. So that's going to be a massive game on Saturday night. And then you look very quickly at their team stats for the Canucks. PD has 1, Kuzmenko has 2, so no change at top. PD has 43 and 33. Horvat is 39 and 35. Kuzmenko, almost a point a game, 32 and 34. Hughes, 30 and 31. And Miller, 30 and 35. And there's our big 5. Let's talk about the play that everyone is talking about now. So, the Canucks have made a habit of pulling their goalie quite early when they are down. And conventional wisdom is about a minute 15. Canucks have done it as far ahead as 2 minutes, 2:15, even 2:30. So with that in mind, it was strange that the Canucks didn't pull Collin Delia earlier. Now, to Winnipeg's credit, they controlled the puck, or they pressured Vancouver every time Vancouver got the puck. So the Canucks weren't able to gain the Winnipeg zone very clean. So let's get that let's get that out in the open for sure. And I haven't been reading the chat because I've been concentrating on what I've been saying. Taylor says we have a little tiff in the chat. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. So everyone's allowed to express their opinion. And I never have to say this. I haven't said this in a long time. But as long as something is not racist, ableist, sexist, homophobic, in another language, or spam, then we got to be able to appreciate that not everyone has to agree with anyone. But you also got to be respectful. So I'm not calling anyone out. I don't know. I don't know what's been going on in the chat. But gosh, just be mature about things, you guys. You're allowed to have differing opinions for sure, as long as you express it. Respectfully. Quattrob says $5 donation. Choo choo. Thank you, Quattrob. Appreciate that. Satyar Shah said there's another video that showed Bruce Boudreau signaling Delia to the bench 20 seconds before he got to the bench. Yeah, I was going to talk about that for sure. Thank you. I haven't seen the video, but I'm aware of it. So as I was saying, the Canucks didn't get possession, so it's not like they had control of the puck in the Winnipeg zone. Then finally they get the puck with about a minute 10 left, maybe a minute 15. I don't know the exact timestamp. And then I think the puck went behind the net. And Delia still didn't go out. Then the puck went to JT Miller on the close boards. And then he started to go out of the zone. So that's when you expect Delia to go. But then Miller cut back into his zone. So Delia kind of went back to his net. And I know a lot of people were saying, well, because it was JT Miller who gives away the puck so much, that's why Delia did that. But then JT Miller goes to the far boards. And basically, you can see him mouth it, says to Delia, get off the ice, get the F off the ice. And then he goes behind the net. And you think for sure when he goes behind the net, then Delia would go. And Delia still stayed in the net. And then Miller once again yelled, get off, and then slammed his stick. I actually think, if you watch it, Delia started to leave for the bench before Miller slammed his stick. So it's not like he had to wait for Miller to slam his stick on the net before he went. But Miller slams his stick on the back crossbar. Delia goes to the net, and the extra attacker jumps on. And the Canucks really don't. Obviously, they don't get sustained pressure because Winnipeg scores about 20 seconds later. So if you've watched it once or you've watched it 20 times, I think I did a fair job of assessing the situation. So the question is, and I think we'd all agree that it was not a good look. It certainly was not a good look on for JT Miller. And some would say it also wasn't a great look for Collin Delia. So I put a poll up saying, whose quote side are you on? And 74 of you guys voted, and 58% said Collin Delia side. Only 8% said they were on JT Miller's side. 27% said no biggie, move on. And then 6% said both were wrong. That was kind of like a weak option, but I put it in there. And then on Twitter, I asked the same question, 500 votes there. Actually, very similar stats. 49% said it's Collin Delia's fault. 34% said move on. 9% said JT Miller. 8% said they were both wrong. So obviously, if you're on Collin Delia's side, so to speak, you think it was disrespectful what JT Miller did. Like, he can even yell at Delia, but and yelling at him is one thing. Get off the ice, or go to the bench, or even go to the effing bench, or get off the effing ice. That's one thing. But to visibly slam your stick, that's just, to me, I didn't like it. When I saw it, I didn't like it. And I know there are a lot of calls, oh, that's JT Miller's, personality, and saying in a bad way. There's no way this guy should be captain. There's no way the Canucks should have even signed this guy for a 7-year extension. And then those on Delia's side were saying, and I kind of joked about this, yeah, he was probably afraid JT Miller was going to give it up. Okay, so that's maybe the thought on Collin Delia's side. To be fair, we should outline the JT Miller side. The JT Miller side is kind of what Quattrop said, is Bruce Boudreau or someone from the coaching staff apparently waved Delia over 15 to 20 seconds prior to that exchange. So that's one option. Another option, and it was fascinating, is that Shorthouse and Garrett were talking about this. Shorty said, well, maybe someone didn't signal him from the bench. And Garrett says, it doesn't matter. You have to be aware as a goaltender, the situation of the game, down by one. You have the puck in your own zone, then just go. And we've seen that many times. You see that the goaltender goes once his own teammate gets puck anywhere in his own blue line, because at least they have possession. So that's what someone voting on the JT Miller side would say, is Delia either A, got waived way earlier and didn't go, or B, even if he didn't get waived, should have the wherewithal to go. I'm not going to blame him for the loss, obviously. And I think a lot of people are also coming to Delia's side because A, they don't like JT Miller, or B, they thought Delia had a good game, and this kind of, why would he made some really good saves. Obviously, a little unconventional, but he made some really, really good saves. Yet you have JT Miller, who hasn't really produced in the past few games, and he's already a lightning rod for criticism here, and he's the one that's that's slamming a stick and kind of pouting. And then I have time for people to say both were wrong, and not wrong where it's so egregious, but yeah, Delia could have got to the bench earlier. Miller shouldn't have been so demonstrative. And so that's why you might vote both were wrong. And then a lot of people that came in second in both polls were saying, no big deal. Let's move on. So the Canucks aren't going to address it, or they might even laugh about it. Well, I don't know if they'll be laughing about it, but they might say something quick about it tomorrow. Miller or Delia, neither of them was made available to the media. So I do think that in the Canucks dressing room, I'd hope that this is a no big deal, that they simply move on. It's Canucks Twitter and it's me, content creators like me who keep talking about it. But I must admit, I did find it very fascinating when I saw it happen live. Lucas with the $10 donation. Thank you. Choo choo. Folks, it wasn't our night. We get it. It sucks. We get it. But remember, hockey isn't everything. After what happened earlier today, remember, step back, breathe, and remember, we all have flaws. So I'm not sure exactly what that's getting at. Maybe something happened in the chat that went pretty exciting. But I will definitely catch up on the chat like I always do later. After the stream is done. All right. It is time to get to the middle, my mid-show sponsor read. So this is where I remind you that you can start putting stuff in the chat, and I'll kind of read the comments from here on going forward, because I simply can't go back from the start. So if you want to type in anything about the game, your thoughts on the Delia-Miller situation, if that, I will happily read it after I do this mid-show sponsor read. So thank you to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Thank you to Perform and Transform Personal Training Weight Loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use the link performandtransform.ca/CanuckClay, and Coach Patrick will contact you. Thanks to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the code CanuckClay at checkout at Vessi.com and receive $15 off every single pair of Vessi shoes that you buy. You might notice my new kind of plaque here. My coworker gave this to me. Kind of cool. This wooden carving saying the puck stops here. I don't think I'm going to put it up every single stream, but I did want to show it. So shout out to my coworker Laura, who Japan 4 knows actually. So shout out to Laura for the thoughtful gift. Appreciate that, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate all of you watching. Another reminder, now's a good time to subscribe. Make sure you get active in the chat section. Subscribing allows you to do that. Like the video. We have 80 of you in here, which is awesome, but only 20 likes. So let's bump that up. Let's do that. And then also you can gift a donation, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership, and most importantly, comment in the comment section. We got one more donation from Lucas. Thank you. Choo choo. Oh, what happened there? Clay, last dono for the night. Hopefully, well, I don't hope that's the last one, but you are the reason I learned to stay positive during the season. We should all be like Clay. No, I have many faults as well, but Lucas, I do try, much like you, I try and keep the proper perspective on a bunch of things. But once again, thank you for the donation. This is where I started. Harry says, I think Delia didn't know what he should do in that situation. Not his fault, but there's no need for Miller to act that way. I agree. No need for Miller to act that way. And I do think Delia, he hasn't played a lot in the NHL, but I think he's got to be better aware situationally for sure. JS, not JZ, says the rest were awful. I won't pin this on them, but you would like to see a more even breakdown of the power plays. I see. Delia was confused or missed the call to the bench. I don't think he was trying to cause problems for the team. Oh, I agree. He's definitely not trying to cause problems. That's the last thing he wants to do. I don't blame Miller for being upset, but Miller might have overreacted. That's a very fair perspective for sure. I'd rather have Delia as attendee than last season's version of the Leafs backup, Peter Mrazek. An absolute sieve. Who do I think will represent the Canucks at the All-Star weekend? Pettersson for sure. Maybe Hughes gets some votes as well. And maybe Bo does, but I think Petey, you just got to look at the stats and you got to say it's Petey. Maybe they will trade Miller for this one and keep the captain Horvat. Yeah, we'll see. It's not a good look on Miller for sure. Chris, I think Dios had a fantastic game, and for some reason JT was super upset about Dios not booking it right away to the bench. Maybe it was him not getting there quick enough, but Then Chris continues somewhere else. I'll have to find it later. But he left with a cliffhanger. Justin, donos for breathing lessons. Donos for breathing lessons. For breathing, what does that mean? Breathing lessons. Does that mean I need breathing lessons? Justin, what does that mean? I thought Delia played as well as he could, but the Canucks' inconsistency was an issue. Started fast, but faded just as fast. Yeah, that's fair. And the thing about the Canucks is they had a really good first period. I was very impressed with actually how well they came out to start the game, and I was very, very impressed actually that they took it to the Jets in the first period. Coach Rob said Laura hype, but I'm trying to see what Laura did, unless that was supposed to be Lucas hype. But Coach Rob, let me know if I missed a donation, because I've done that before, especially to yours. But so let me know why we're hyping Laura. I'll hype Laura too. I just don't know what it was for. Peter, there's many counter arguments for a rebuild or retool. For a rebuild, obviously, would Petey and Hughes be okay with it? For retool, well, it hasn't worked and don't even get future assets. Yeah, you can always find flaws in either theory. And yes, you don't want to waste prime years of Petey, Hughes, and Demko for sure. For sure. Keep Horvat, trade Miller if possible. Miller's been on a downward spiral since the extension. Yeah, are you ready for 7 more years of this? JT is a passionate player, huge points up for grabs. He wants to tie it up, secure points. I don't know. I would expect an NHL goalie to be able to follow instructions on when to leave the net. That's a very fair point, Ricky. I want to smack Miller like the way he smacked the net. Miller is a locker room cancer. I'm sorry, but that behavior is unacceptable. Miller looked like a baby crying over candy. So there's another perspective. I think they're both in the wrong, because Delia should know and get the goaltender calls. And with JT Miller slamming a stick on the post is not sportsmanlike, and he did not need to repeat the play. I'm not sure what that means, but I hear what you're saying. Thank you, Birdie. I'm great, Harry. What are your thoughts on the Canucks' effort tonight? And also what happens to Bruce Boudreau? He wasn't talking to the media. Oh, I don't know about that. I haven't been on Twitter after the game. I took a quick nap, actually, after game over to rest for this show. So I don't know why Boudreau didn't speak, or why they... Is it that he didn't speak, or that he spoke but they didn't post it? I'm not sure. And the thoughts on the effort, I thought the effort was fine. Winnipeg's a very good team. I thought the effort was good, just they got undid by their special teams. No, I have not watched Sweden versus Czechia. Who ended up winning? In a world full of jerks, we need more guys like you, Clay. Well, thank you, Riley. I'm glad I don't add to the jerk total. I watched your Horvat video from a couple of days ago, and you say maybe the Canucks will keep Horvat for one playoff run. I disagree. It only ends in 2 ways. He gets traded or gets extended. Well, actually, Peter, to be fair, your second option means they keep him for the play. Oh, I see what you're saying. That you don't see him get you don't see the Canucks keeping him and then losing him for nothing. You're saying that he either gets traded prior to that or they re-sign him. That's fair. Yeah, it would be horrible if they lost him for nothing. I honestly thought Delia knew Miller's bad play. He knew Miller was going to cough up the puck. I respect him for staying in. I'd be terrified if he had the puck in his own zone. Yeah, but remember, no one was checking Miller, though. That's the thing. Have you heard rumors of Bedard pulling a Lindros type move? No, I have not seen that nor heard that. Oh, you mean about refusing to go to number 1 team, whoever wins the lottery? I've not heard that. How much more P do you think Miller would be? He broke his stick against the crossbar. I never thought about that. How you doing? Can you imagine Miller get off the ice, boom, and then he's left with no stick to play with that? Oh, that would be a meme. That would be the most Canucks thing to happen to him. Crazy. I'm sure Dilly and JT Miller probably talked more about it after the game. I would agree with you, Edmund. Filmer currently at the skating rink after I got off work, had the game on my phone, but was not happy about the score. Didn't realize what JT did until joining the stream. Yeah, go back and watch it. It's kind of interesting. Would you like to see Kuzmenko in the NHL All-Star game? Would love to see him, but he's not going to get there. Honestly, can you see management just taking whatever they can from Miller? They can finally use that space for... I was thinking about that too, Jaskrin, today, is just take... And then it's not really your problem, right? Just take a couple of assets, and they don't have to be world beaters or rim rockers or whatever it may be. Bedard pulling a Lindros move would absolutely make him enemy in the market that drafted. Oh, for sure. And that's what happened to Lindros. Yes, I did see that the Tate brothers' house was raided by cops. Chris, yeah, the cliffhanger. Hey, Shannon, thanks for being here. I'm off to bed as I'm tired. I have a 2 to 9 shift tomorrow. Yes. Well, keep on greeting. Is that your last shift of the year, Shannon? Not sure if you're still here to answer this, but I hope you have a good shift tomorrow. Bedard, yep. The only way Miller gets traded, if the Canucks trade Canuck Clay, and as GM, like myself, I will send Clay to Vegas and gamble in Vegas. Okay, so Peter's going to become the GM. Then he's going to trade Miller and me to Vegas. Well, what's the return then? It's got to be really big. Justin, there's always next game. As fans, we've been saying that since what feels like 2012. It's a true statement because we can also get frustrated because they are skilled enough to be good but can't put it together. Justin, I agree with you. I feel your frustration, but I do think Winnipeg's, for whatever reason, we don't match up well against them. Jaskrin, if they're going to trade everyone, then isn't it a no-brainer to T this year? Oh, I'm sorry, Coach Rob. Yes, Laura. You're giving a shout out to my coworker Laura. Yes, Laura is the one who gave me the wall, the puck stops here. Yes, thank you, Coach Rob. I think we all need to be more patient with Miller and try not to get too upset. We have to remember Petey and Bester both having a slow bad season. We should give JT since $8 million is next year. He was great last year. He's not so good this year, but he's still almost a point a game. Just wondering, does Canucks fans do not like or do they hate Seattle fans? No, Bertie, I wouldn't say there's not much of a rivalry just yet. A rivalry is when there's playoff history or one team or one guy does something really stupid or bad to another team, and I don't think we are there just yet. In fact, Seattle hasn't beaten the Canucks in yet, so in regular season. How do you think the flat cap affects all NHL teams? It affects you by how much you can spend, and everyone's on an equal playing field. JT owes a goalie apology. Angelo says fire Bruce. Your thoughts on the Mark Scheifele hat trick? He's a good player. Sam Gagner reaching 1,000th game. Yeah, that was nice. It was a good tribute, maybe a little long, but it was good. 1,000 games is a good milestone. Do you think the media fan base is overacting to a loss? It seems like a close game and we happen to have lost. Only watch the highlights in both. Yeah, Duncan, I think taken on its own, a loss to the Winnipeg Jets, basically a 1-goal loss because there's an empty netter. I think fans would accept that, especially in Winnipeg. But I think it's the fact that this team, every time you think they're going to turn the corner, they take a small step back. And I get it. You're not just going to win because you want to win. There's another team out there. But again, tonight was a chance to get 3 points within a playoff spot, 2 games over 500, and instead now we're back to 500, 5 points out. I think that's more the frustration. Thank you, C-Edits. My vocal cords are better. And yes, I do have my voice back. Thank you. And honestly, for as much as I talk, both in streaming and in real life, I'm surprised I don't lose my voice more. Lucas, I think overreaction does play a part, and a lot of the time when the team doesn't win, but not always. There are valid concerns. Yeah, I think the truth is always somewhere in the middle. It's not as bad as some people say, but we have to recognize some of the faults, and you guys are good at that. Is Pettersson always this bad on the road? Superstar at home, and what do you think about the Huggy Bear? No, I thought Pettersson had a tough game tonight in terms of giveaways, but no, he's not always this bad. He's had a monster season. I thought Hughes and Bear, except for that Pierre-Luc Dubois chance, I like it when they play together. I'm quite hyped about Forty's play. He's really been an inspiration to the team. Thoughts on Petey's year and follow up a new contract. Yeah, I could see him making $9.5 to $10 million on his next contract for sure. I love him too. I see. And then imagine the Jets stole the puck and scored because Miller broke a stick on the net. Yeah, it would be the most. Let's do this, and I'll read some of these out as you're chatting. Type in the most ludicrous scenario, and I'll highlight a few of them. So start with Miller goes behind the net, slams his stick on the crossbar, and then what happens? Type that in, and let's have some fun with it. I'll read some of them out. Give me the most ludicrous scenario that you can think of. How does this game end tonight? And again, start with Delia going to the bench and Miller slamming a stick on the net. Then what happens next? Anyone think Miller gets overpassionate, overdoes it? I bet he regrets it. Tough to say. I can't get in his head for sure. Thank you, Brian. Good night. God bless you. No problem. Do what you got to do. Back to the Horvat video. To clarify, I was just coming from the perspective of how you had a theory of the Canucks potentially keeping Horvat and risk losing for net. No, Peter, I get it. I did not explain it well, but I know exactly what you're saying. Taking whatever hurts future trades. Other teams will continue to lowball them. Great point, High T. That is a great point. It's you have to think big picture. JT in the first to whoever drafts first overall. I think that's going to do it. Clay on the Golden Knights with Marchessault would be nice. I don't even think it's when they don't win. Fans just want a team that can live up to their potential and play with some heart and pride consistently. Some nights they look like world beaters. That's true. I've feeling there's more to that coming out. But I agree with you, Justin, for sure. Edmund says the Canucks will bounce back on Saturday. I sure hope so. Canucks won 52% compared to the Habs. Not sure how that's relevant, David, unless you're just pointing out the stats. Thank you. Jasker, I'm focusing on the next game. Go Canucks, mark my words. We will win 4-2. Yes, 4-2. I was just upset there was urgency in the second, but a winning streak had to come to an end at some point. Yeah, but this was a winnable game, I think. When do Hoglander, Parkozin get back in lineup? I think we're looking post maybe January or February because there's still Pearson that's got to come back. And I have no problem with Hoglander, Parkozin getting ice time in Abbey. Who's been more disappointed or disappointing? I think you mean disappointing this season. I think Garland, to me, has been a tiny bit more disappointing. I think Besser is showing more signs of his game coming around. Birdie 0 for 6. Oh, yeah, Seattle. Habs and Canucks PKs were disastrous. I agree. Yes, Justin, the continuation. But then other nights, they look like a team of 23 single guys playing for money or themselves rather than each other. I don't mind if they lose all games if they show compete every night and play united. That's fine. That's totally fair, Justin. So I'm curious. I asked you, Justin, how would you classify tonight's effort in your opinion? Hellebuyck is very good. Could you see a line change against the Flames on Saturday? Yeah, the Garland, Miller, Lazar line isn't doing anything. I could see you keeping Horvat and McKayev together and moving Besser to Miller's line. On Donnie Dolly, they had Bedard on, and they told him to pull Lindros if Canucks don't win the lottery. I see. Thing is, with the Canucks, they just aren't consistent enough to me. That's the most frustrating thing about this team. When they are good, they are beautiful, and they are bad, they are damn ugly. That's fair. Miscommunication between JT and Delia is overblown. I appreciate that, Edmund. It could very well be. Jason, we can't win every game. At least we aren't playing that poorly at all. It evens out eventually. That is true as well. Remember, the Western Conference has been utterly topsy-turvy. It's been one of those years. Yep. What decom would you like more? Hughes Bears, Meyer Bear, or OEL and Bear? I'm fine. It's not like Hughes and Bear have been good, but it's not like they've been amazing. I'm actually fine with OEL and Bear. I would go OEL, Bear, Hughes, Shen, because I think Hughes, Shen is very solid. And then I'd go Dermott, Myers. And then you have in Dermott, Bear, and Hughes, you have a puck carrier on every single pairing. Thoughts on the Rangers scratching Lafreniere tonight and teams having started calling on him? Rangers want a top six forward or first in return. I think Laff isn't going to fit in New York. Yeah, I saw that. We'll see if it's extended. But it seems a little early to be a scratch early in his career, given how high he was picked. But if he comes out blazing the next game, then maybe it's a really good coaching move. I don't think it's that big of a deal, truly. I think players got to expect to be scratched when they're not playing well. But yeah, it's going to make for some interesting trade talk for sure. Miller breaks his stick and throws the other half at Delia. Miller injures Delia, needs a stretcher. Who? Miller needs a stretcher, Delia needs a stretcher. For me, I get upset when I see the Canucks lose, but I just move on with my day and concentrate on what I'm doing, knowing that someday the Canucks will have a solid team. Yeah, as much as I want this team to win, and I spend a lot of time, energy, and money, I always say that. I'm not whining. It's the truth. I spend a lot of time, energy, and money in this team. I also am able to separate and live my life, be a good dad, be a good husband, coworker, friend, and do other things in my life, even when they lose. But I'd much rather them win for sure. Mueller scores on himself. Jets miss the empty net. Petey gets a breakaway, misses, and Hellebuyck scores a goalie goal. That's good. GM will take actions over Miller. Miller puts the puck in his own net and then blames the goalie for leaving the net. Coach Rob, that's good. Yeah, get off the ice. Oh, sorry. Why'd you leave the ice? Miller breaks his stick, then walks to the locker room and yells out, that probably happens anyways. JT slams his stick on the crossbar after Collin goes to the bench, and the stick breaks and nails JT in the twig and berries. Yeah, can you imagine hitting yourself, basically giving yourself, sacking yourself? Miller breaks a stick, or maybe a stick gets stuck in the net. That's a good one too. Miller slams a stick, then Mike Yeo jumps on the ice to fight his crazy, angry energy. Yes, Mike Yeo has had that, and I actually talked to Yeo about that, Mike Yeo about that during the Canucks charity golf tournament, and he said, yeah, he was definitely intentional, trying to send a message. That's pretty funny. Miller drops the gloves with Delia after and jumps him when the Jets score. Not saying the schedule's a bust or not, but does anyone think the wildcard system makes zero sense sometimes? No, I like it. I'm happy for other people to answer, but I do like it. Miller stick breaks. He tries skating up the ice, playing the puck with his feet, but he steps on the puck, slips, and the puck flings back in his own net. And he suffers a season-ending. I'm not laughing because I want Miller to get hurt. I just think these are very creative. Mark my words. You heard it here first. Canucks will win 4-2 in the first game of 2023. Love it. Love it, Peter. Can we see Burrows back in the lineup and replace Stillman? No, because Stillman didn't even play tonight, Harry. It was Dermott. So Burrows would have to leapfrog not only Stillman, but then Travis Dermott now. I do think that Dermott will play again on Saturday night. Chris, Clay, please pick a new score prediction. If you watch my video for today, I almost did too. I said, I don't want this to be like you guys think I'm not putting on any effort or whatever, but I got to get a 4-2 right soon, even though we're getting halfway to the season. As someone who works at the club, I hope the NHL buckles and moves to a play-in system. I believe the wildcard system feels very broken and just off, allows fringe teams a 10. Play-in system would do the same thing too, though. If you're talking about the 9th or 10th place team out of 16 in the conference, and I know Gary Bettman doesn't like it, but yeah, it does add excitement in the NBA for sure. I just think the reason of too many fringe teams in the wildcard system, that's not the reason I would use, because the play-in is actually doing the exact same thing. But I hear what you're saying. With Bedard, my feeling is he will do a John Tavares and join Vancouver via free agency. Wouldn't that be nice? If we get Bedard, I'll be happy. When do you think Demko comes back in the lineup? When he's healthy. Probably end of January, early February. How about Studnicka on the Miller line, then Lazar on the fourth? Yes, Studnicka has shown that he can score, but I don't know, that Miller, Garland, whoever, it just doesn't work for me. So Lucas, I guess what you're saying is in the wild card position, you're still, the only time it would be wonky is if somehow a wild card team, if somehow the third place team in a division on an automatic berth has fewer points than the sixth place team in the other division, then that's where it would get wonky. Delia starts running the bench. Miller slams a stick on the post. The stick breaks. Miller gets laughed at and booed for the first time ever. Gary Bettman popped on the jumbotron to get cheers. That's pretty good. Anybody over JT. Justin, it was a mix tonight. Didn't mind the Delia start. Great fast start. Contender teams should keep that going for 60 minutes. Didn't like how they kind of fell flat after that first period. No, that's fair. Completely fair. And I think Winnipeg had a lot to do with that as well. Fair comment for sure. You're the best Canucks hockey dad husband in NHL history. I wouldn't say that, Birdie. I'm just trying to do my own small part to be positive impact on everyone I encounter. And I just happen to have a YouTube channel as well. Gave Jets way too much in the second and third and never matched up or took momentum back. The Miller-Delia situation also just shows how ununited this team can be at times. End of the day, that's your teammate. That is fair. Japan 4 likes that analysis. Stick breaks and gives it to a fan right in the middle of the play. Any word on Demko? Nope. They're projecting late January now, early February. Boudreau might scratch Dermott and put Stillman back in. He's the type of coach to do so. I sure hope not. Not after one game. If Miller ever hears this live stream, he's going to have something against you. It's funny. I used to think, Chris, that none of these players know who I am, and I'm not setting this up to be a humble brag. I'm being very honest with you, like I always am. I always think none of these players know who I am, or none of them know about the vlog. But then when I hear Spencer Martin say that he's watched my vlogs, when I hear Bo Horvat's dad saying yes, he watches. He didn't say Bo watches, but Bo Horvat's dad Tim watches my vlogs. That's pretty cool to hear. Then I've heard from other people that people within the team are aware of what I do. That's kind of neat. And then when one of my songs comes on or PD and Horvat know about it, I must admit. Okay, maybe it's a bit of a humble brag. That's pretty cool. I must admit. Japan Force says, yeah, with the system, you got to take advantage and get that third spot in your division. Bedard, though, not going to lie, first in points in the World Juniors, tied Everly's 14 and 12 games. Yeah, he's awesome. When will Demko be back? He's hurt, Birdie, not till the end of January earliest. While Calgary 5-3 Boo Birds, Miller shirt toss. Yeah, but they're playing in Calgary. David likes the play-in system for the NBA. Prediction for 2023, the Canucks make a huge trade within the 3 weeks before the trade deadline. Like it, Robert. Like it. First time I think I've read your name out, so thanks for being here, Robert. JT breaks a stick and Becky Lynch gives him a wedgie. That's a bit of a stretch. If Demko wasn't injured in net, what do you think the Canucks would have been? Do you mean tonight or overall? The way Martin's been playing, I think they'd be pretty similar, admittedly. Maybe 1 or 2 wins more, but not a lot more. Hot take, Bettman will announce his retirement in roughly 3 to 4 years. He's 70 years old. Very, very good. Very, very good. Did I miss a comment from Hot Take Hockey? Or are you saying... Okay, we'll see. We'll see if his name pops up. Because Coach Rob said, hi, Hot Take, but I'm not sure if I missed something. If the Canucks can beat the Jets, just look at your next 8 games now. Yes. We have a lot of tough matchups for sure. BS talks about how the thing he was most proud of was the great culture they built. I think you can say the same about the community you built here. Always positive and reliable. Thank you, IC. I do love how consistent I am, except when I miss streams like last night. But I was not stuck in Surrey. I was out in Surrey. But yeah, not just me, but this community. I see a lot of the same familiar faces, the same people donating, becoming members, active in the chat. I'm so grateful. And yeah, I didn't get to my 10K by the end of this year, but I'll get there eventually for sure. Bettman may be looking at succession. That's fair. If Demko wasn't injured in net, what do you think the Canucks record would have been? I think 1 or 2 more wins more than it is right now. Miller breaks a stick. Next day signs a contract in WWE to fight Delia at WrestleMania. Yeah, I think they are looking for a main event still. Gretzky would be a great commissioner. Hello, Zach. Angelo saying lose the next 9 games. No. Okay, I've caught up. We're at 50 minutes in. There's 88 of you in here, which is awesome. I'll stick around for 2 more minutes. I really like these. So give me your score prediction for Saturday night now. Canucks and Calgary. I'll highlight a few. So that's the last thing I'll do for the next 2 minutes. Give me your score prediction for the Canucks game on Saturday night, the final game of 2023. Miller slams stick, misses crossbar, concusses and injures Delia, gets suspended for the season. This morning, any possible way to trade him and get him out before his no trade is Canucks. Wow, Justin, that you should become a fiction writer. That was pretty good. JT breaks the stick. Judge Judy sends him to Canadian Tire and makes him buy a new stick and makes him pay. That $80 is going to hurt him for sure. Harry, 5-3 Canucks. Fangirl, taking mine, 4-2 Canucks. Jaskrin taking mine, 4-2 Canucks. And Miller scores 2. I see 3-1 Canucks. Clay, maybe I should be the commissioner of NHL. Do it. 4-3 Canucks, says Black Shoulder. 5-2 Canucks, says see it's with a PD Hattie. Nice. Coach Rob, 4-1 Canucks. Well, everyone's picking the Canucks. 5-4 overtime Canucks, says Robert. 5-3 Calgary, says Birdie. 3-1 High T. 6-5, I presume those are both for the Canucks. 3-1 High T. 6-5 Justin. Wuhan, 9-8 Canucks. Wow. I agree with Gretzky as commissioner, but it's a matter of interest and strength to handle the owner since the commissioner works for them. Absolutely. That's why the owners love Bettman, because he's making the money. 1-0. Ooh, a defensive struggle. Winner by Mikheyev. Canucks win. JT breaks his stick and Undertaker tombstones him. I knew Riley was coming with the wrestling. 3-2 Vancouver. I don't know where Carroll is. 6-4 for Taylor. Taylor says 6-4 Canucks. 5-3 Calgary. Jaskins thinks his team will win. 6-4 Canucks, says Chris. And yes, no Carol tonight. I will. Yeah, she comes mostly, but you never know. Hopefully everything's okay. Maybe something came up tonight. And 5-4 overtime, Canucks win. Friends, I'm going to end it there. Thank you for being here tonight. We peaked at 90 people, which was pretty cool. Always appreciate everyone who's in here and takes some time to be here. So thank you to my moderators. some pretty active chat, but I think everyone was civil for the most part. I'll have to go back though and read what you guys were talking about. Moderators, thank you. Thank you to legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Just Incredible, legendary Andrew Chang. Thanks for your support. Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks to all of you as well. And all of you for sticking with me tonight. I appreciate it. Everyone who donated, I don't want to name them because I always forget, but everyone who donated, thank you. Very grateful. No new members tonight, but do we have any new subscribers? I think we do. And yes, we gained a couple tonight, which is great. So I appreciate whoever is new here. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review as well. Thank you to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. I know Jason Lim's in the chat. Thank you to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform, Personal Training and Weight Loss. Okay. So tomorrow I will do a vlog after the Canucks practice and see if there's any new combinations. And then, oh yeah, this is my last stream. This is my last stream for the year. I just realized that because I don't stream on Friday nights and Saturday nights. So my next stream will be the first stream of 2023, Sunday night, January the 1st. So I'm going to cook something special up for that stream. I was not prepared. I would have done something much more retrospective for the last stream of 2022, but we could still do that the first stream of 2023, maybe do a quick look back or maybe look ahead. I don't know what we're going to do, or maybe we'll just kind of all be in a good mood and play a bunch of games. I'll figure something out. But yes, thank you. Is there anyone here who can actually say truly that you were here for every single one of my evening streams since I started? And that was September 15th or 19th or whatever. Is anyone willing to go? And it's not bragging rights. I just want to say thank you. I think maybe Coach Rob and maybe Fangirl, but I'm not sure. And Coach Rob and Fangirl, if you're still here, let me know if you actually haven't missed a stream since I started back in September. And I think it's definitely time consuming. It zaps my energy, but I love doing it. I get more energy than I receive more energy from doing this than the energy it exerts. It does take a lot of energy sometimes, especially on nights where nothing's going on, or I'm rushing back from something. But I'm so grateful to all of you. And yeah, this kind of snuck up on me. That was the last one. So I will do something more reflective, retrospective, and maybe we'll do a giveaway of some sort for the first stream of the new year on Sunday night. But for now, whether you're watching me for the first time tonight or whether you've been to almost all of them, I'm so grateful to all of you for sure. Lucas with the late dono, choo choo. On behalf of the mods, members, chat, and everyone here, thank you for an amazing 2022. Bring on 2023. Happy New Year. Thank you, Lucas. I really appreciate your support, your donations, and your hard work behind the scenes. And while you guys are being very honest here, a few more things. Yes, I'm going to announce the meetup, the details on Sunday, for sure, if not before that. Fangirl missed one due to an internet outage. Well, you only missed one, though. That's pretty impressive. Coach Rob did miss one or two. Chris has watched all of them, just not live. Harry missed two. And a few of you have said that you've missed a few, which is totally fine. See it, it's gone back to watch replays. Taylor says you're grateful for you as well. Well, thank you. I think the gratitude is certainly mutual for sure. And I see, one of our more recent MVPs. I just started watching the last month or two. Happy New Year. That is awesome. And Birdie, very, very, very specific. We're going to end this. I missed 26 shows. I missed 26. I love it. I don't know how Birdie can count so much, but that is pretty impressive. And I'm going to end with this one because it's so nice. The most memorable thing in 2022 was meeting Clay after the game. No. Yeah, I hope you have way better memories of that, Harry, but I appreciate you and your support as always. Okay, friends, I better go. So, as always, subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, become a member, upgrade your membership if you'd like to, leave a donation, and always leave comments on the videos. I appreciate it. One of my resolutions is to get better at replying to comments on my daily vlogs. So that's something I'll be doing in the new year. Also, I think on Sunday night stream, I'm going to debut a brand new look, just a small change, but I think it's going to be an upgrade. So look forward to that on Sunday night as well. Sunday night, we'll do a giveaway of some sort, and we'll also announce details about my meetup. All right, friends, I think we're almost here. So as always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Happy New Year in advance. Thank you for a great 2022. And I can't wait to see what the new year brings. I think I better dress up for Sunday night stream for sure. In fact, I'm going to encourage all of you to dress up for Sunday night stream, even though I can't see you on here. All right, friends. I got to let you know, though, one of my not highlights. What's the opposite of highlight? One of my lowlights of the year was on one day, I didn't talk about this. I accidentally drank a whole bottle of invisible ink. Yes, a whole bottle of invisible ink. And when I went to the hospital, it took me forever to be seen. God bless, and go Canucks go. Happy New Year, friends. Thanks for everything. Booyah. You get an extended booyah because I forgot to load up my outro. Booyah!